You had a wonderful session. So, can we? So, shall we start? One, and welcome to today's session. I hope you enjoyed the Sara vacation quite well. ఈరోజు మనం చక్కగా let's learn a wonderful lesson, that is Chivvy. Look at the pictures, children, and afterwards we will find out why the pictures are like this. And do you know the meaning of Chivvy? ఎవరికైనా తెలుసా? Look, how is the father's face? Is he happy or angry? Serious కదా? చూద్దాం అసలు చివి అంటే ఏంటో అనేది, right? So in today's class, we will listen to a story, that's Hare and Tortoise, and at the same time, we will learn a poem, Chivi. And in terms of language speaking, we will check out a story, narrating a story, and we'll learn the vocabulary related to how to give instructions. And finally, in the writing part, how to write instructions అనేది కూడా మనం చూద్దాం. Okay? So, by the end of this lesson, you'll understand the story, The Hare and the Tortoise, and use imperatives to give instructions. Imperatives అంటే ఏంటి? Like come here, go there, don't disturb me. ఇలాంటివన్నీ ఉన్నాయి కదా? So we all say these instructions and develop appreciation of the poem Chivi, and we will enrich our vocabulary using imperatives. And the main idea of this poem is grasp the idea of learning mannerism. And when it comes to writing, you will be able to write instructions given by your teachers and the parents. Now, children, look at the pictures. What do you find? I'm sure everybody knows this story. అందరికీ తెలుసు కదా ఈ story? It's Hare and Tortoise. Do you know the race? In the race, who will win, children? So do you think Hare wins or Tortoise wins? చూసారా ఫాస్ట్ గా ఏమైంది? ఫస్ట్ దే స్టార్టెడ్ ఎ రేస్. తర్వాత who started running in the race? Firstly, first the rabbit was fast. And in the third picture, what can you find? You can see that this rabbit is relaxing because it thought that the tortoise is somewhere. It slept. And now finally, who reached the winning post? Who reached? It is the tortoise. And we know this story. దీనికి ఏం చెప్తాము? Slow and steady wins the race. Kada? This is story number 1. But today, we are going to learn another story. అందరికీ తెలుసు. సో ఇక్కడ ఎవరు విన్ అయ్యారు? Who won, children? Only tortoise. మరి పాపం ఎవరు? పాపం శివ హెయిర్ వాస్ వెరీ ప్రౌడ్ కదా, అరే ఎనీ హౌ ఐ విల్ విన్ అనుకోని. అక్కడెక్కడో చిన్న ఈగోతో తాను స్టిల్ ఇట్ వాంట్స్ టు విన్ అగైన్ అన్నమాట. సో నౌ లెట్స్ లుక్ ఎట్ ద another story. So now, if you look at the picture, they both wanted to go for another race. Okay? So this hare challenged. So when the hare challenged, this tortoise also accepted. ఎందుకు? అంతకు ముందు తనే గెలిచింది, హెయిర్ ఓడిపోయింది కాబట్టి చూద్దామని చెప్పేసి వెళ్తారు. So in this race, there is very important thing మనం బాగా అబ్జర్వ్ చేసుకోవాలి. So do you know what happened? They began the race. Okay? So then first ఆ హెయిర్ ఫాస్ట్ గా వెళ్ళింది. ఎక్కడ అయిపోయిందంట? దేర్ వాజ్ ఎ రివర్. అక్కడ సడన్ గా అయిపోయింది. నౌ ఇట్ కుడ్ నాట్ క్రాస్ ద రివర్. కాబట్టి అప్పుడు ఏం చేసింది? Now they both had an understanding. Okay? సో ఇప్పుడు ఇట్ వాంట్స్ టు క్రాస్ ద రివర్. సో అప్పుడు ఏం చేసిందంటే ఈ మన ర్యాబిట్ వాళ్ళిద్దరు ఫ్రెండ్స్ అయిపోయారు. ర్యాబిట్ ఏం చేసింది, టార్టాయిస్ ఇట్ జంప్డ్ ఆన్ ఇట్స్ బ్యాక్, దెన్ దే క్రాస్ ద రివర్. ఆఫ్టర్ క్రాసింగ్ ద రివర్ అప్పుడు ఏం చేసింది, మళ్ళీ వచ్చిన తర్వాత ఆఫ్టర్ క్రాసింగ్ ద రివర్ ఈ హెయిర్ మీద టార్టాయిస్ కూర్చుంది అండ్ దే won the race now. Do you know what happened now? So this is like, like team building. ఇద్దరు చక్కగా విన్ చేశారు. టుగెదర్ దే వన్ ద రేస్ విత్ ఇన్ నో టైమ్. దాట్ ఈస్ ద మోరల్ ఆఫ్ ద స్టోరీ. ఒకసారి చూద్దాం తర్వాత మనం. So now, humbled by his past defeat, the hare challenged the tortoise to a rematch. The wise tortoise agreed, but proposed a new race course that included crossing a wide river. చూసారా తెలివిగా. సో తోవలో ఏముంది ఇప్పుడు, ఫస్ట్ దాంట్లో ఏం వే లేదు, ప్లెయిన్ వే. నౌ దెర్ ఇస్ ఏ రివర్. The race began and the hare sped off, leaving the tortoise far behind. However, his sprint came to a sudden halt at the river bank. మధ్యలో ఏమొచ్చింది, రివర్ బ్యాంక్ కదా. So he could not swim across and watch the finish line helplessly. Now who came? Who came now? The tortoise arrived. Tortoise. Seeing the hare's predicament, he said, "Your speed is useless here. Just as my endurance is slow on land, let us help each other." Chusara? So they wanted to cooperate. So now the hare agreed. The tortoise carried the hare across the river on his strong back. Once on the other side, the hare returned the favor, placing the tortoise on his back and dashing to the finish line. Now see, they crossed the line together. When the other animals asked who had won, they replied, "Now, hey, we did." Now, it's not hare or it's not tortoise. Now, they both won the race. They had learned that by combining their strengths, they could overcome obstacles they never could have faced alone, achieving a greater victory together. So what is the moral by this story, children? So together we can do wonders, right? So, and that you can do very fast, right? So manam, now let's do this quiz. Are you ready? Yeah. Just a minute. Get ready. Just recap the story, children. Okay. Yes. Now, children, try to read the sentences and then arrange the sentence in proper order. So, story andaru baga vinnar kada. So, now let's do it. I'll help you, right? First ఏం చేద్దాం. The hare, feeling proud, challenged the tortoise to another race. Okay? First. Then who accepted? Who accepted? The tortoise accepted the challenge, but proposed they run as a team. Right? So next entity. Now, first, once on the other side, the hare again carried no. The tortoise then let the hare climb on his shell no. When the race began, The hare carried the tortoise on his back and ran swiftly. First. Now, what did they find all of a sudden? On the way, they found a river. Rabbit can't swim, right? So it stopped. Now they came to an understanding. The hare could not swim, so he stopped at the river bank. And now, by helping each other, they, the tortoise, then let the hare climb onto the shell. ఓకే అంతే కదా ఆ తర్వాత ఏమైంది he swam across the river with the hare safely on his back. Now after that, once on the other side, the hare again carried the tortoise to the end very fastly. ఇప్పుడు చూసారా రేస్ ఎంత ఫాస్ట్ గా అయిందో. So now by helping each other, they crossed the finish line together. Confused but curious, the hare agreed to the tortoise plan. Of course, this is the second one, but no issue. So this is how we have to extend again one by one. In the meanwhile, you read every line so that you can understand the story. Okay. Once you read everything, now it will be okay. Now let's see whether it's right or wrong. Again, once we have missed the line, so as we change, ఇప్పుడు చూద్దాం మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి. Let's look at the correct answers. The hare felt proud, challenged the tortoise to another race. The next one is the tortoise accepted the challenge. Confused but curious, the hare agreed to the tortoise plan. When the race began, the hare carried the tortoise on his back and ran swiftly. They soon reached a wide river that was part of the race course. The hare could not swim, so he stopped at the river bank. The tortoise then let the hare climb onto his shell. He swam across the river with the hare safely on his back. Once on the other side, the hare again carried the tortoise to the end. By helping each other, they crossed the finish line together and they both won now. Right, children? So, ila manam, we try to learn this story. Now, let's move to the next topic. So now we are going to learn the poem, Chivvy. So now here are the questions for you. Children, what does your father, mother, or father tell you to do every day? ఏం చెప్తారు? Parents, don't do this, stop talking, sit down, ఇలా అన్ని ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ ఇస్తుంటారు కదా. So how do you feel when they give instructions like this? Do you like to be always told what to do or not to do? మీకేంటి హోంవర్క్ చేయమంటారు, డోంట్ వాచ్ టీవీ అంటారు. ఓకే, సో డూ గ్రోన్-అప్స్ డూ దిస్? గ్రోన్-అప్స్ మీన్స్ యువర్ పేరెంట్స్. అండ్ లెట్స్ నో ద మీనింగ్ ఆఫ్ ద వర్డ్. టు చివి మీన్స్ టు నాగ్. చూసారా? టు సమ్వన్ టు డూ సంథింగ్ ఆఫెన్ in an annoying way, like like disturbing. So now let's see what are those instructions that your parents give you. Right, here is a small activity. Look at the pictures and try to find which is the best picture. మనం చూస్తున్నాం కదా. So instructions చదవండి, and after that, based on that, you just match the picture. Come here. Okay, and now the first one, what is the child doing? Listen to me. That is what the child is saying. Listen to me. Fine. And the next one, look at the picture, that is don't write. Where is the image? Here it is, don't write. No. Here you can find it. That's wrong. So don't write is here. Okay. So you have to go with don't write. Stand up. Fine. And then write down here. Close the door. This is how you give instructions. And you can say open the door. Here it is open the window. Where do you find the window here? Okay, here is the window. Open the window. Go, go, go. Yes. Listen to me. It's here. Okay. Read a book. Is this? Kada? Yes, read a book. And don't talk. Yeah, this one is don't talk. Fine. Good. Draw a picture. Look at this here now. Where is the child drawing the picture? It's here. So draw a picture. And the next instruction is sit down. Is this? Yes. Yes, children. Now, don't close the door. Where can you find this? Don't close the door. Why? You have to go up to here. Well done, Raj. Good? Did we leave anything, children? So these are all the instructions that we are able to do. So now, children, what are the other instructions your teachers or parents or your friends also give you? Give me your book. At the same time, they will say, close your books. Show me your work. This is how you can say, right? Now let's see whether we have done it right or wrong. Yes, yes, good. All are correct. Read a book. Don't close the door. So this is how we can give the instructions. Well done, children. Now let's go back to the poem. This poem, Chivvy, as we told, Chivvy means to nag. Okay? Every time giving instructions. What do parents do? They say, do this or don't do like this. The poet is Michael Van Rosen, is an English children's novelist, poet, and the author of 140 books. That's why he knows about children pretty well. And he served as a children's laureate from June 2007 to June 2009. He has been a TV presenter and a political columnist. And now let's know more about the poem. Of course, he was born in 1946 and lives in UK. And now let's know a brief summary of this poem. The poem Chivvy by Michael Rosen is about the constant stream of instructions that adults give to children. So what do most of their parents do right from the beginning? Wake up, don't do this, go and complete. ఇలా చాలా ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ ఇస్తుంటారు కదా. అలాగే ఎర్లీ మార్నింగ్ వేకప్ సూన్, వేగం లే అంటారు కదా. So these instructions we usually don't like. Okay. And every time they say, you do this, you don't do that. So it highlights the frustration a child feels from being constantly nagged about what to do and what not to do, from speaking manners to posture, like stand up, sit right, sit down. So ఇలా మనకి చాలా ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ ఇస్తుంటారు. And finally, if you listen to this, you'll understand the poem ironically ends with an adult asking the child to make their own decisions, which is difficult after being trained only to follow orders. తర్వాత చూద్దాం ఏమైందో. So now let's learn the vocabulary related to this poem. Are you ready? Right. Straight. And do you know, it's all about posture, how you have to sit or how you have to stand. This is most of the parents give. Let's look at the meaning. Upright, not bent or curved. Stand up straight. Okay? So this is the usage. Good. Now let's know the other meaning. Hanky. Of course, everybody knows it. Hanky means it is a short form of handkerchief. And most of the times your parents will ask you, hey, where did you keep your hanky? Right? The next one, interrupt. Interrupt. Okay, when somebody is talking, if someone comes and interrupts, you will say to stop someone from speaking by saying or doing something. And parents gaani, teachers gaani em cheptaru? Don't interrupt when others are talking antaru. Okay? So this is how we can talk about several words. Alage mouthful. What do you mean by mouthful? There are so many children, when they eat, while eating also ఏం చేస్తారు, వాళ్ళు మాట్లాడుతుంటారు. సో ఇప్పుడు ఏంటి ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ చూద్దాం. An amount of food or drink that fills the mouth. Children are told not to talk with their mouth full. Don't talk now. Stop talking while eating. All the instructions will be given by parents like this. Pick your nose. Does anybody know this meaning? Pick your nose. అంటే ముక్కు లావడం అని కాదు ఇక్కడ. Sometimes what children do, they keep their fingers in their nostrils. Kada? To put a finger into a nostril to clear it. దీన్ని మనం ఏం చెప్తాం? Don't pick your nose. Okay? Drag. Do you know the meaning of drag, children? Drag అంటే ఏంటో తెలుసా? కంప్లీట్గా చాలా మంది, many of the students, they drag their feet while walking ground ki. చూద్దాం మీనింగ్ ఏంటో. To put something along with force, often on the ground. So don't drag your feet on the ground. ఇదొక ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్. చివి ఆల్రెడీ మనం నేర్చుకున్నాం కదా చివి అంటే. సో to nag or continuously urge someone to do something. Example, the usage is parents constantly chivi children about their behavior. Right. Stare. This is a good word. Stare means, తెలుసా ఎవరికైనా మీనింగ్? చెప్పండి. Stare means looking constantly. Okay. So like fixed looks. To look at something or someone for a long time. Don't stare at her like that. Okay, that is the usage. Now let's learn the poem. Okay. So children, now let's read the poem. Grown-ups say things like speak up, don't talk with your mouth full, don't stare, don't point, don't pick up your nose. Okay, children? So now the meanings are grown-ups means elderly people, stare means look long and intently with a fixed look. Pick your nose means put fingers in your nose, as we have seen already. So who are the grown-ups? Obviously your parents, elders. ఎవరు పెద్దవాళ్ళైనా మనకు ఒకటే చెప్తారు. సో దే సే స్పీక్ అప్, Don't talk with your mouth full. Don't stare like that. Don't point. Don't pick up your nose. Now let's look at the explanation. Speak up means when you are told to speak up, don't talk with mouthful means when asked not to talk while eating something. Okay? Okay? Speak up means when are you told to speak up? మాట్లాడమంటే మాట్లాడాలి. And don't talk with mouthful means not to talk while eating something. Not to point fingers at anybody. Don't point. That's a bad habit, says your parent. Never to dig fingers in his hair nose. Right? So ఇలా మనం చూద్దాము. And now let's look at the second stanza. Sit up, say please, less noise, shut the door behind you, don't drag your feet. Haven't you got a hanky? Take your hands out of your pockets. So these are some more mannerisms always your parents say. Sit up means sit straight, less means reduce, drag means to pull, hanky means handkerchief. Sit up, say please. These are the mannerism words. Your parents always say, your teachers always say, there are some magical words like say please, thank you, I'm sorry, right? So these are the magical words we can use, and these are good mannerisms. It's all about mannerisms, but at the same time, uh, less noise always. Especially the teacher says, shut the door behind you. When you come in, you have to shut the door. And don't drag your feet. It's a very bad habit. Haven't you got a hanky? Sometimes they will ask you, hey, don't you have a hanky? Take your hands out of the pockets. So these are some of the instructions given by parents. Now, all these instructions will help you to develop your body language, to sit with proper posture, to say please and make less noise, not to drag feet while walking, to always have a hanky for ready use, should keep his hands out of the pockets. Okay? So these are some of the mannerisms we want to learn. Now let's see next change. Pull your socks up, stand up straight, don't interrupt. No one thinks you're funny. Take your elbows off the table. Okay? Interrupt means speaking. Funny, it's interesting. Off, away, make up your mind to make a decision. Right? Pull your socks up. Children, especially chinnapillalu, when they wear the shoes and socks, they'll give a lot of instructions. Okay? Child has to be a refined being and should wear his socks properly and cheptaru, and should stand straight and not clumsily, should know when to say thank you. He should never interrupt during a conversation. He should not behave in a funny manner to draw attention. Right? So the last changer is, can't you make your own mind up about anything? Now here is the best part and ironical way of this poem. So ఇంతవరకు పేరెంట్స్ ఏం చెప్పారు? They were saying do this and don't do this. Kada? But now they are saying, can't you make your own mind up about anything? So there lies decision making. Kada? So adults, like teachers or parents, what they do? Constantly instruct their children to behave in a decent, well-mannered, and sophisticated way. The instructions robe away their innocence, making them dependent on their elders. Chusara? And when somebody, especially ఈ అడల్ట్స్ మన పేరెంట్స్ ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ ఇచ్చేటప్పుడు children, they want children to behave in a decent way and in a sophisticated way. But sometimes what happens? ఎప్పుడు ప్రతిదీ కూడా స్పూన్ ఫీడ్ ఇలా ఇస్తే పిల్లలు సమ్టైమ్స్ హౌ డూ యూ ఫీల్ లైక్ దే ఆర్ టేకింగ్ యువర్ ఇన్నసెన్స్, ప్లేఫుల్నెస్, అండ్ దే ఆర్ మేకింగ్ దెమ్ డిపెండెంట్ ఆన్ దేర్ ఎల్డర్స్. అన్నింటి కూడా ఎవరి మీద డిపెండ్ అవ్వాలి? పేరెంట్స్ మీదే కదా. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ద పోమ్. And now let's look at some of the poetic devices from this poem. And the first one is alliteration. So the word is don't drag, stand straight. If you observe clearly, you can find don't drag. The sentence begins with D and D. So the repetition of identical initial consonant sounds is called alliteration. Like don't drag, stand straight. Okay. Now this is one figures of speech that you're learning. ఇది మనకి ఎగ్జామ్స్ లో అడుగుతుంటారు sometimes. Identify the figures of speech అని. Anaphora. And these words repeat at the beginning of successive sentences. Every time they are beginning with don't talk, don't stare, don't point, don't pick your nose, don't talk with your mouth full. Okay, then anaphora antaru. So this is how we learned. And now let's look at how well you understood. Are you ready, children? Let's play a game now. Are you ready? Chuda. Okay. Right. Okay. Get ready, children. Who is the poet of the poem Chivvy? Is it Michael Rosen, Robert Frost, or William Wordsworth? Who, children? It's Michael Rosen. Well done, Ravi. Right answer. Now get ready for the second question. What is the central theme of the poem? The fun of playing games, the beauty of nature, or the constant instructions given by adults to children? Yes, there's no fun, there's no beauty in that poem, like not appreciating the nature. And here what we can find is the constant instructions given by adults to children. Yes, Gautami, you're correct. Now, what does the word Chivvy mean? To share something with others, to praise someone, to continuously nag or urge someone, right? To continuously nag or urge someone. Well done, Anu. Correct answer. Which of the following instructions is not mentioned in the poem? Don't talk with your mouth full, don't stare, or go to bed early. Did anybody say go to bed early? No. So this is the instruction not given by the adults in the lesson. Well done, Lakshmi. That's a good answer. According to the poem, what should you not to do when someone else is talking? Point or stare or interact. So what was the poet saying? According to the poem, what should you not to do when someone else is talking? To point someone or to stare, or don't interrupt. Don't interrupt. This is what we say, don't to interrupt. Well done. Well done, Slavia. That's great. Right. What is the tone of the poem, grown-ups in the poem? Is it commanding and nagging? Or suggestive and kind? Suggestive and kind, curious and questioning. It is commanding and nagging. So parents ante eppudu inte kada. So they command a lot. Correct. What is the main feeling the poem conveys from the child's perspective? Now you are thinking about the child's perspective. Sadness and loneliness, joy and excitement, frustration from being constantly instructed. Am I right? Yes. Well done, Madhu. Is right answer. The repetition of don't throughout the poem emphasizes the child's playful nature, the positive guidance offered by adults, the number of things children are not allowed to do. What? Is it a positive guidance, children? When you say don't, or the child's playful nature? No. Poem. The number of things children are not allowed to do. Correct. In the line, don't drag your feet. What does drag mean? To jump up and down? To walk quickly? To pull along the ground with effort? What is that? To jump up and down? No. To walk quickly? Or to pull along the ground? కావాలని ఇడ్చుకుంటూ వెళ్తుంటారు కదా? Yes. That's correct. Now, why is the end of the poem considered ironic? This is very important. Because the adult finally apologizes for nagging. Everyone apologize chestara? Because the child suddenly becomes very obedient? No. Because adults give commands all day, then criticize the child for not being independent. Chusara? So this is the best lesson we can learn. Right? ఎప్పుడు కమాండ్స్ ఇది చేయండి అది చేయండి అని చెప్తుంటారు. సో అండ్ ఫైనల్ లాస్ట్ లైన్ ఏం చెప్పారు? కాంట్ యు మేక్ అప్ యువర్ మైండ్. ఇంకెక్కడ మనకి ఇండిపెండెన్సీ ఉంటుంది? ఓకే, ఎవ్రీ టైమ్ యూ డిపెండ్ ఆన్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఆన్ యువర్ పేరెంట్స్ కదా. సో అఫ్ కోర్స్ I don't say that you should not depend on your parents. You should depend sometimes. We are talking about the poem's perception, right? Well done, children. That's great. So, very well done. And I'm sure that we took 5 minutes, but you scored wonderful. And do you want to know your position in the leaderboard? If you do it, when we give the interactivities, you can enter your name and then you can get it, the rank. Now see, I only played, so I'll get Madhu, first position, right? Right. Congratulations, Madhu. Well done. Now, let's get back. Okay. So now here is a small home task for you children. What instructions does your mother or father give you when you are at home? Just think. Everybody has to think and write this work, right? At the same time, what instructions does your headmaster or class teacher give you when you are at school? Just think. The headmaster gives us instructions. Your class teacher gives instructions. Your English teacher or math teacher also gives instructions. Everybody try to write what instructions do your teachers or do your parents give. Everybody write those instructions. Okay, children? And that's all for today. Thank you very much. Jai Vijay Shakti, Jai Bharat. And I'm leaving you today early because today many of the teachers and even I know some of the students are also doing pujas. It was Gauri Purnam kada. So do well. Well done, children. Help your parents and wish you all the very best. That's all for today. Thank you and let's meet in the next class. Bye.